Let's begin. Good evening, wanderers of the weird and unwilling initiates of the interdimensional inner work. You didn't stumble across this message. Let's get that delusion out of the way. You were dragged here by a pattern, a rupture, a suspicious number of angel numbers blinking like Morse code on your broken microwave. You were broken, and not in the poetic Instagram caption way. I mean the real break. The kind of spiritual compound fracture that requires existential pins, karmic screws, and an Akashic cast you can't take off until you've told the truth about your bloodline, your choices, and your Netflix algorithm. So, let's get honest, the universe didn't break you out of cruelty, it broke you because it needed access. Let me explain. Let's start with the mechanics of a divine setup. You see, in this simulation, or soul school, depending on your astrological copay, you are not simply here to live a comfortable life. That's the red herring, the bait, the illusion of choice in a mall food court of karmic debt. The real assignment, to become a transmitter. And transmitters, unlike antennas, must first be stripped of distortion. Rusted ideologies, ego scaffolding, childhood awards, Ivy League trauma, all must be fried, flipped, and filed under formative. This is why your twin flame left. Why your savings account became an NFT joke. Why your therapist started crying before you did. Because the soul doesn't evolve through safety. It evolves through exposure, the sacred, repeated violation of your expectations. The break, that was the invitation. Now let's zoom in on the absurd, my specialty. It wasn't enough for the universe to give you heartbreak. No, it had to be layered. The betrayal had to echo your mother's voice, your father's silence, and your 8th grade gym teacher's judgment. It had to have just enough symbolism that you knew it meant something, but not enough to make sense at the time. Because the universe doesn't work in closure, it works in codes. And let me be perfectly clear, those breakdowns, they were hyperlinked. Every time you lost a job, a partner, a pet, or your grip on reality, a portal opened. Not outward, but inward, into the real you. The weird, psychic, time-skipping, emotionally crippled, spiritually dangerous genius that your ancestors whispered about and your exes couldn't handle. That's the you we're talking to now. Here's the unpopular truth, and I specialize in those. Most people will never activate their full blueprint because they're too busy defending the mask. But not you. You got hit with the sacred malware, the shamanic phishing scam. You lost access to normal, and that was by design. You see, you can't download divine instruction while still logged into societal approval. The signal doesn't work in shame frequencies. So what did the universe do? It disabled your false identity the only way it knows how, through a sequence of public, poetic humiliations. Through loss that made you doubt your own storyline. Through a string of strange synchronicities that made you feel like God was either playing chess or filming a Netflix dark comedy pilot starring you. You were broken to be rewired, not with affirmations but with truth frequencies. And guess what? The line is open now. So where does that leave us? In a highly specialized, bizarrely potent version of reality where you, yes, the same you who once cried in a Whole Foods parking lot over a text message, are now a divine instrument. The weaponized empath, the reluctant prophet, the seer with receipts. Because now you know, that pain is a puzzle, not a punishment. That breaking was the proof of your build, that your weirdness was never dysfunction, it was design. And now? You're not just being used by the universe, you're working with it. You're speaking in the dialect of shadow and light. You're a living cipher. You are the yod in the birth chart, the awkward triangle, the divine finger pointing to your cosmic job description, etched in trauma and sealed in purpose. Let me close with this. The world doesn't need more influencers, it needs more initiates. You're not here to be liked, you're here to be lit, with inconvenient clarity and dangerous compassion. You've been broken, yes, but what's broken can't be controlled, it can't be programmed, it can't be put back in the box. And that's exactly why the universe chose you. So take your scars, turn them into sigils, take your story, encode it with symbols, and take this transmission. And remember, the sacred setup isn't just what happened to you, it's what unlocked you. This has been Occultic Tao, reporting from the echo between dimensions, where the past is a pattern and the future is watching. Until next time, stay weird, stay watchful, and remember, they didn't break you to end you, they broke you to begin you. End transmission. Coincidence? Please, you're in the sacred setup now.